Most of my videos speak about being bisexual in an MFM, but what if you're not bisexual? And what if you have a fantasy of having an MFM? Some of the best MFMs that I've had, the third person coming in has not been bisexual. You do not have to be bisexual to have an MFM. I just want to lay that on the line. And today I'm going to talk about this because I've had one of you guys out there ask me about, what about if you're not bisexual and you want to have an MFM? What do you do? What are you looking for then if you're not bisexual and you want an MFM? How does it play out for you? Such a juicy topic for today. You know, we cannot limit ourselves. We have to keep open. We have to keep curious about what's going on. So let's talk about this as a couple, an MF, bringing in a heterosexual guy to have an MFM. How does this play out? I believe there's some necessary skills that you need to have as a hetero guy going into an MFM. So first of all, are you comfortable being naked with another man in the same room at close proximity? Are you comfortable with possibly touching parts of the other guy's body? You know, when you're in a very intimate, passionate kind of scenario with each other, the three of you, there's a possibility that you're going to be touching each other. So you need to feel that comfortability around the naked body of another man if you're a hetero guy. Before you even start, you're going to put up some boundaries about what your expectations are around you and the other man, and you and the woman, or you as a couple and the other man. So within these boundaries, you know, let them know how you feel. Like, I feel very comfortable being nude around anyone. I'm totally fine, but I really don't want our penises to touch. And, you know, or I'm not going to be touching you at all. I feel very uncomfortable touching another man, but I'm not uncomfortable being in the same room with you, or I have no problem being in the same room with you and us touching, you know, through this passionate experience, but I don't want to have any kind of bi activity happening. So be very specific about how you're feeling in the scenario before you get passionate, because in the passionate scene, things can happen, and you have to be able to flow through this and know that these are just bodies. And just because you touch a guy during a passionate scene in an MFM does not make you bi, does not make you gay or anything. It's a body, and sometimes it can even enhance the situation when your bodies are touching a little bit. Two men and one woman is a very hot fantasy for many people. So what is it that turns people on about this? Especially heterosexual guys. To be in an experience with a woman and there's two men there, to see her in her full potential of orgasm, to see her in her full pleasure because she has two guys that are really generating the energy for her, that is a hot scenario. So if the men are bisexual, it is a certain hotness and they have their connection as well. But they can be heterosexual guys, and it can be an extremely hot fantasy experience that you can play out. She, of course, gets all the attention with two hetero guys. You watch each other, you trade off with each other, you penetrate her in different places. She is going to get the full-on experience and all the attention. So women don't mind having an MFM with two heterosexual guys. The cuckolding fantasy is huge as well. So if you're coming into a couple and you're a hetero guy to have an MFM, and he wants to watch you with her, that's a huge turn on for the couple, for him. And it can be a turn on for you to be the showman here for the partner, the husband, as the guy that's getting his wife turned on. Maybe this is the fantasy for the woman. She just really wants to get stimulated, and two guys that are going to be totally, solely connected and focused on her is going to be her fantasy that she wants to play out. So this is going to work really well for two hetero guys, or even one bi and one non-bi guy to come in. If you're not bisexual, you can definitely play into these scenarios. And we're going to talk about some tips about how to go through the pre-connecting with a couple, the time that you're during the event, and the after event as well. So stay tuned. Let's dig in and pick this one apart. Another amazing thing about bringing in two guys, you bringing in another person with your wife, is that you actually can learn all sorts of things. You can learn by watching another person with your partner, see some different techniques and things that that person is doing that you could replicate later. And you can watch how your wife responds to different kinds of connections that she gets from this other person. So that might be something you haven't thought about, but actually learning in this experience and enhancing your relationship is super important when having an MFM. So how do you meet this third guy, or how do you meet a couple so that you can have an MFM? You are a heterosexual guy, so you're looking for a couple, or you're a couple and you're looking for a heterosexual guy. Now, there are 3 ways that I'm going to tell you about, and you can do all of them, because if you're really serious about having this fantasy, if you really want to play it out and you want to have fun and you want this to be part of your new repertoire, then you got to do everything that is possible to do in order to make it happen. The first way is just the energetic way. Really own it. Own that you want to have an MFM, you know. You're a hetero guy, you want to get together with a couple, this is something you always fantasized about, it's going to happen, you're going to make it happen. So you're just going to own that energy. So when you walk around, that energy is part of you, and it's more likely you're going to connect with somebody who's also in that energy, connect with a couple that's in that energy. If you're the couple and you're looking for the guy, the same thing. Talk about it, get into that space of energetically really owning this experience. And then you start to look at friends, strangers, everybody, and putting out that energy. You don't necessarily have to say anything. Just put it out that you are open to this possibility and that it's going to happen when it's ready to happen. The second way is, of course, online. There are so many online sites right now that you can put in very specifically what you are looking for, who you are, what you desire, all the details, so that they can match you very, very easily and very clearly with what it is that you want to experience. So get online, write a nice profile, clear, state exactly what you want, and you will find that person through, talking to people, looking at different people, meeting different people. Eventually that person that you really want to connect with will show up. The last way is the organic method. So you've put it out energetically. Maybe you have an online profile. And so now just organically let it happen. So go to places where you think there might be people that could be interested, like maybe some kind of swinging parties or more open kind of conversational parties, events. Even when you're able to talk to somebody in a more intimate manner and you're both, maybe you as a couple are turned on by this person, approach them with the possibility. Or if you're a guy, approach the couple with the possibility. Make sure you feel really good and strong in approaching. When you approach, you can say simply, are you interested in becoming more intimate with me? It's a very, subtle way of approaching it. So you have 3 ways that you can start to connect with somebody so that you can have this MFM experience. So before you even meet up with the couple or before you meet up with the guy, then organize your thoughts about what it is that you want. Talk to each other and figure out what your boundaries are, what it is that you want to, what your expectations are, what you want to play out. Same thing if you're a single guy. Really figure out what it is that you want and what you want to express and what kind of desires you have. Go into connecting with yourself about why it is you want to play this out and what it is you want to get out of this experience. Is it this fantasy that you have that you really want to play out, or are there certain things that you've always wanted to do or see or be part of? So organize yourself a little bit about your own thoughts around this. I want you to remember to have a no-play meeting first, which means meet up with the couple first or meet up with the guy first and have a conversation. Talk about what your expectations are going through this. Talk about your desires. Talk about what your boundaries are. Talk about your sexual history. Talk about all sorts of things around sexuality so that you get to know each other really well before you're going to become intimate with each other. As much as possible, be completely honest about what you're feeling and what's going on for you. It's better to divulge what's going on about your uncomfortabilities or even about how great you're feeling. It's better to talk about it and share it so that everybody kind of knows what page you're on. And if you're at all feeling uncomfortable at any time, even before you meet the couple, then just delay it a little bit. Take a break. Wait till you're feeling really good about connecting, but let them know, listen, I'm nervous. I need a little bit of time. Maybe we can postpone a day. Know that all of this is going to be nerve-wracking. It's going to be kind of scary to go into this. If you're a single person coming into a coupledom, you're alone, right? And you have to be very, take these risks. You have to be uncomfortable a little bit. You have to take these steps into a place where maybe you've never been before. And if you're a couple waiting for a guy, then the same thing. You're taking some risks. You're meeting a new person. Don't really know who this person is, what he's really like. So know that you have each other and that you can support each other through this exploration. So you're first all going to meet in a no-play scenario, you and this third hetero guy, and you're going to have a conversation around sexuality, conversation about your desires, about your fantasies, about what you've done in the past, about your sexual history, about what you would like to do, what you would not like to do. Very important, talk about your boundaries. This way you learn about each other. You haven't made any commitment yet to actually play, but you learn about each other. You find out if this is a match, if this is somebody that you think that you could get really intimate with. So ask lots of questions. Be curious again. Be open. Always be curious. Be curious, be curious, be curious. Have the conversation about putting all the focus on the woman. So your pre-meeting with each other is about like, how can we please her? What does she like? Ask her questions about that. What it really gets you turned on? What are your boundaries as a woman when there's two guys in the room? And she may have some answers, and she's probably going to have some boundaries that she wants to create to feel safe. So really listen and really respect what she has to say. She is going to be ultimately the center of attention. So you want to make sure that she is feeling really comfortable, she's feeling really loved, she's feeling very desired. So when you're first in that early meeting, you want to give her lots of compliments and make her feel really good, make her feel like a queen. Even when the guys are bisexual, the woman tends to be the center, but when the guys are not bisexual, even more so, she is the center of attention. So make her feel so good about herself, because you want her to really have a dynamic experience in order for you to also feel like this was super successful and super fun and super exciting. So the event has come, and you are going to be meeting this couple at their place, or he's going to be coming to your place, or you're going to be meeting at a hotel. You have the location organized. Dress up, look good. You are going for a date. This is a threesome date. So look good and present yourself really well. Know that also in a scenario of an MFM or any kind of sexual scenario, there's going to be an ebb and flow. So let yourself breathe and relax through the experience. There'll be points when you're all very, very excited and lots of incredible stuff is happening, sexual connection is happening, but there might be a lull as well, or somebody might get very nervous and the erection is not coming. Take a little break, just breathe through it, start over, go slower, create different dynamics between the three of you. There is no one directional kind of trajectory when it comes to an MFM or any sexual scenario. It's going to be an up and down kind of scenario, and you have to allow for that ebb and flow to happen in order to have an even better experience. Hold your ejaculation until the very last second. If you want to take this woman on a journey that she is not going to forget, you have to hold the ejaculation, both of you. So if you're getting really excited and you feel like ejaculating, hold back, take a break, say, no, let's wait. We want to give this woman quite the journey, and we're going to wait until it's just like there's so much pressure we can't hold any longer, or she is just completely done and finished and had many, many orgasms. During the play, remember, it's very important that if you are feeling uncomfortable for any reason whatsoever, then let everybody know. You can say, I need to stop for a second. I need to take a break. It's okay to do that. So check on yourself. Am I doing, or I'm really out of the scene right now. I need to stop. Hi guys, I need to stop right now. How are you doing? You know, check on each other. Check on the dynamic that's happening between each of you. Now, after the event, don't just run off because you've ejaculated and you're ready to go. Hang out for a bit, chat, talk about what you really enjoyed about this scenario. Ask them, what did you do? What did you enjoy? How did it go for you? You can also ask the couple or ask the guy, do you want to stay for a bit? Let's chat. If you're feeling comfortable, or listen, if you really just are at a point where you need to leave, then say, I've had a great time. I got to get going. Thank you so much. Like, always thank each other at the end, no matter what the scenario was, even if it was not like the most incredible event ever, because those do happen. Just thank each other. Thank you for the experience. That was really an eye-opener. Or I had an amazing time. Thank you so much for teaching me some new things about myself. This is about learning about your sexuality, about playing out your fantasies, about meeting new people, about learning new things about sexuality, about your own body, and about your partner. So ask, be honest, be straightforward, take care of yourself. Know that that this is the adult playground, so have fun, be teasy, giggly, do role play scenarios if you want, laugh, cry. Like, it's a place to express yourself in a way that you don't normally have the opportunity in, you know, our regular public reality. Now, if you want some help moving through this territory, I am a specialist in this category. So, and I also have a special going on right now. So contact me, sign up for a chat with me. Let's get some sessions going, and I can talk you through any kind of insecurities you're having, or any way that any ways that we can look at you moving forward to make your fantasies a reality. Love to hear from you. Love to chat with you. Thank you for being here. Much love making.